Welcome to the Chronically Healthy Life Show. When you hear the word chronically, do you automatically associate it with chronic disease? We all do. It's been programmed right into us. But what if we flip that whole idea on its head? Let's discover how we can create chronic health in our bodies, our minds, our finances, our relationships, and of course, in our lives. Let's jump right on in. I'm Andy, and joining me in everything is my life partner, Minna.
So, you've been coaching for a long time, right? For a while.
Yes.
What do you think is one of the characters, I guess one of the things that you help your clients develop?
I think
That everybody needs it.
correct. It would be resilience.
That's true. Why is that?
I think for resilience, a lot of times people fail too early and they don't know how to bounce back. So, the way I look at it, failure is just for you to learn a lesson from the failure because there's always something that we can learn from failure, right? But the resilience is coming back to learn that lesson. Too many people don't have resilience. And when they fail, they say, that's it.
Yeah,
Right.
because I was talking to Jackie the other day, right?
Mhm.
And we were talking about that. And resilience is basically is a muscle that you can develop. The more you work it, the more you are good at it.
Correct.
And really, if you are able to be resilient, and then failure is not really a failure; it's just really feedback, so that you can do better next time.
I agree. I agree. And I think that really comes, resilience and and longevity, they really go hand in hand because, we call our show Chronically Healthy Life. A lot of people think of chronic as a chronic disease, right? Because chronic stress typically destroys longevity, right?
For sure, any kind of chronic stress will cause inflammation. It makes you sick. It causes chronic illnesses.
Mhm.
So when chronic stress, when you have a high level of chronic stress and you don't have the resilience to deal with it, then it's actually destroying your longevity.
Exactly. And a lot of people think that, maybe it was just like what you're eating, how you're exercising. But resilience is really a lot about your mindset too, right? It's like how your mind affects your body.
For sure. I mean, there are people that don't ever come out of the failures. I often said it's my mother-in-law.
All right, just pick on my mother. Just pick on my mother.
I know she would not be watching this show. It's
You're
fine.
so lucky she can't understand English, but I'm sure she's like sneezing right now because we're poking her back. But no, I love my mother so much, but it's so true, everything that she fails, she does not learn from the lessons and she's still picking on them.
And she holds a grudge.
And she holds a grudge. And then like she has all these sicknesses. And like you said, I really believe a lot of it's just built up negative energy. And I still can reach out to her to get her to build some resilience to learn from the failure. I'm trying all the time. But resilience is one of the things that like you said, it's like building a muscle. You're gonna have to choose to do yourself, and no one can do that for you, right?
Mhm. And if you're holding on to all your failures, then you're really just destroying your own longevity. You're really not moving forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what do you think is the secret to a long, fulfilling life?
Well, it's about keep moving forward, keep your eyes forward, right? And you have to adapt. Things are going to change all the time. Things change a lot the last 4 years for everybody, right?
Correct.
So you either adapt and you move forward, or you just stay behind and you wilt and die.
Exactly. And we've been talking a little bit about limiting beliefs over the last few shows. It's the beginning of the year. Stop listening to what people can tell you what you can or cannot do, because that falls in your subconscious. And once it's in your subconscious, you're just living that lie, right? And that's going to take away your resilience. You're not going to want to do better because you're already believing someone else's lie that you're a failure and you can't do anything, right? There's no way of moving forward like that.
If you look at anything in nature, right, plants, animals, they are always able to adapt to the changing environment. They're always resilient. Right? Look at cats, outdoor cats, they can always adapt.
Yeah, and that's why animals and nature is so much better than humans, because humans, oh my God, we can either support each other to go up, or we can keep everyone down. And that's the problem with growth. And we believe in this community. It's about sorting everyone out, getting into the community and helping lift each other up.
So we're going to take a break and go eat some bananas and while you watch our biohack.
We'll be right back. Hi, it's Andy from Chronically Healthy Life, and on this week's biohacking episode, I like to talk about bananas. Now, first of all, make sure you're buying organic, not the regular bananas, because we all know organic's better, right? But next to that, not all bananas are created equal. It's all about how ripe they are, the ripeness. So, do you want to know which banana stage is the best for you? Well, let's break it down. Let's start with this green one, what I like to call the green machine. It's underripe or barely ripe. You're smelling it, there's no smell at all. In this stage, it is high in resistant starch, which means when you're eating this, it's going to have a very slow digestion, which is good to stabilize your blood sugars with no sugar crashes. And since it's high in resistant starch, it's a great prebiotic, which is good for health, good for gut health. It feeds your good gut bacteria. And when it's not this ripe, in this stage, the green machine, it keeps you feeling fuller longer because it's so high in fiber. So this is great for weight management, or for those that are pre-diabetic or type 2 diabetic. You get to eat a banana, you get to feel full longer, and helps you lose weight, right? The next one is the golden child, which I like to call it's perfectly ripe. It's yellow, preferably with no spots. This is when it's balanced with sugar and fiber, not too high, not too low, just right. It is packed with potassium, magnesium. It's good for your heart, your muscles, your nerves, which is going to keep you sharp. And it's super high in antioxidants, which is good for your cells, good to fight off free radicals, good to boost your immune system. The best time to eat this banana is for a pre-workout snack, which gives you that natural energy boost without giving you too much of a sugar spike. And the last one, if you take a look at it, the sweet spot, it's super ripe. It's overripe, actually. You got some brown spots. When you're smelling it, wow, it's so strong. You're feeling it, it's soft to the touch. This is when the sugar levels are through the roof, or what I like to call nature's candy. This is best to use in smoothies, baking, or post-workout recovery. This is, at this stage, the antioxidants is at the highest, so you're gonna fight off anything like a ninja, but it's also the lowest in its fiber. So you have to be careful when you're eating this banana because it's not gonna make you feel full. High in sugar, low in fiber. Only good for dessert or post-workout delivery. So when it comes to the end, which banana stage matches best for you? If you want long-lasting energy and feed your gut health, well, grab the green machine. If you want balance and all-around nutrition, go for the golden child. And of course, when you got the cravings for something sweet, or you're feeling a little down, you want to boost that antioxidant power, grab the spotted bananas. These are your sweet choice, your nature's candy. These ones are the ways to go. So when it comes to your bananas, can't get it all in my hand. Which way are you going to go? All bananas, depending on what ripeness you are, is great for longevity fuel. Choose your power stage wisely. Until then, I'll see you next time. Love what you live and live what you love. Imagine a life where every day is fueled by energy, vitality, and purpose. Where age is just a number and your best years are always ahead. Hi, I'm Andy Nam, certified functional nutrition longevity coach, best-selling author, and international speaker. After reversing my own chronic health struggles, I'm now on a mission to help you live longer, stronger, and of course, to look younger. I combine biohacking, cutting-edge nutrition, and stem cell technology to unlock your body's full potential. So no matter where your starting point is, I'm going to guide you toward a chronically healthy life. Ready to reverse aging and take control of your future? Connect with me today. Your journey to longevity starts here.
Some moments define our future, and some voices challenge our beliefs, and some lessons change our lives forever. Rejection, misunderstanding, being judged for how I look, that's what almost broke me. At your age, life throws everything at you. Pressure to fit in, fear of failure, social media perfection, and the silent battles no one sees. But what if that the very things trying to break you can become your superpower? Resilience is the game changer. It's the difference between feeling stuck and moving forward. I know what it's like to feel different, to walk into a room and see the stares, to wonder if people are listening or just looking. I lost my eye at the age of 3. That made me stand out in a way I never wanted to. I remember the whispers, the doubts, the feeling of not being enough. But let me tell you something. I see you, I understand you, and more importantly, I accept you because I've been there.
Hello, and welcome back to the Chronically Healthy Life show, everybody. I would like to introduce you to today's guest, Romeo El Chaer, which we just discovered means the poet. How cool is that? He was born and raised in Lebanon, is an international speaker, certified life coach, clarity coach, and entrepreneur who transforms adversity into a powerful message of hope and reinvention. From overcoming the loss of an eye in his youth to rebuilding his life in the US starting in 2021, Romeo's journey is a testament to resilience, faith, and determination. Through his captivating storytelling, he inspires audiences, especially youth, my personal favorite, to rise above challenges, embrace their worth, and thrive. Welcome, Romeo.
Hi, Christy. Thank you so much.
We're
I'm glad.
delighted to have you here today.
I'm happy for it, and I'm really thankful to be here.
Well, your story is very cool. Would you mind sharing how did you lose your eye at the age of 3? That's a devastating loss.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But this is life. It can throw anything at you at any moment without expectations. And in my case, we had to leave where we used to live on the coast because war erupted in Lebanon. So there is things happening. So that was at the year 1976. So that's when the civil war started in Lebanon. So we had to move out to the mountain. So, but I was there with my parents. So my mom and my sister preparing dinner, and I went outside to just play. 3 years old, and this is our village. So you supposedly you are in a safe environment. I went with another kid, and we decided to play robbers and cops. And I made the wrong decision. I decided to be the robber. And the irony is that we went there and we wanted to be more exciting, so to make more. Said let's make some weapons, and we went beyond the normal thing, and we decided to make a bow and an arrow. So we did this from the tree branch, from apple tree. We made the bow with the fishing line, and then we made another like straight branch, small one for the bow, for the arrow. And we didn't and stand there. We just put, unfortunately, a tap of a Coca-Cola. At that day, it was the glass one. So we twisted it so it became very pointy.
Oh,
He pointed at me, and we were laughing. We were laughing. It's not gonna work because we did it. Like, I'm 3 years old. He's like 5, 6, so something like that. It's very. And he launched the arrow. and boom, just straight into my eye.
Oh,
So hard luck. I don't know what you want to call it, but the incident happened at that moment. I lost the eye immediately.
ooh.
So my mom heard me screaming, and I fall on the ground, holding my head where my eye is. And then my dad came and they took me to the hospital on an urgent operation, and they stitched it. It's already lost. So
Mm.
the sight was lost on the impact, at the impact. And that was something that I had to live, that changed my life completely, because I was growing with that eye. So that what made the whole thing shift from being innocent little kid that growing and knowing what's, discovering the world. Then I had to go and discover the world in a different way, where everybody will be looking at you every single time you walk into a room. So that's how it happened.
That's rough. That is really rough for a kid. That's
I
wow.
still, to be, look, when I even, the demo reel that you have seen, the video that was there, I was choking. I still have those feelings.
Mhm.
It's not like something, it's like happened, it's like it's happening now. The loss comes back over and over each time I put this, but that's how, I had to put it there so people can understand, because now if you look at me, do you see any difference now?
No, you can't tell.
So which eye is the right one? There is one like real one, and one is fake.
Well, I know which one is the right one, logically. So, and by the pictures and stuff. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
So that's how it is. But because people, they don't relate. So I was fortunate that I have those old pictures, so people can see exactly how it was really something. So people, when look at me, they see obvious, and this is something awkward. Like it's not normal for other kids in my age see that and understand what they are looking at. If, like, when I grow up, it was okay, but when I was kid, like teenage life, oh,
Oh yeah, teenagers. Oh my goodness.
that's a different story.
Yeah, maybe we won't go down that path, but I can just imagine. Well, it seems like you started building resilience at 3 years old, because you kind of, even without knowing it, of course, or knowing what to call it, but you.
Actually, I didn't know what was happening, but when I reflected this, when I came to the state, I had more time to reflect on my life, especially when I was like studying life coaching. So there is a lot of things you do reflection on everything, because you need to move from one stage to another so it can be harmonious with what you are changing for. And when I looked back, when I was growing, it was until the age of 12ish, everything was okay, because at that age it's the innocent people, kids growing up. I was growing up in my neighborhood at school, like kids, and then family surrounding me. So actually nothing was happening until when I reached the 12ish, that age, when you start, me as a boy, looking for a girlfriend, or looking for the group of guys, so we can start, doing stuff, going around, be the boy, like. And that's where the real truth hit me in the face.
Oh,
Like,
metaphorically.
so it keeps going, And so that's when the things happen, and that's where the existential questions start to happen. So I was in front of a big dilemma. So instead of figuring out who am I had to do both, figuring out who am I, and also I needed to tell the people who am I, because instead of like, you connect, there is a say that the eyes are the gate to the soul.
Yes.
So I have like, the gate was shut down. So people, they couldn't stare at me in like normal way. They stare to my eye, or they avoid me, something like that. So that's where that's where the struggle started. And that with time, I had to choose what to do. Like, let go and go the path of the dark one, and going to the path of understanding, being optimistic, being hopeful. And that's what made the choices, my decision that I took, that's what the beginning of the resiliency. And that's where everything started, bit by bit, step by step, day by day. I was nourishing it, not consciously. It's subconsciously it was happening. And that's how like things start to grow and it's still growing. But you just deal with it from different perspective at a different age with different wisdom, you know.
Of course, that's part of growing up and growing older. Everything that, depending on what stage of life something happens, how you deal with it. But I still think it's at 3 years old. Oh.
Yeah, that's when this is the physical scar that I had. But Christy, there is different types of scars. There is the physical one, and there is the emotional one, and both are worse. Like one from it's like both are like dramatic. But okay, what's next? What do you want to do? And I had a lot of things that I encountered in my life, and believe me, I was, because of what happened to me, you know, that incident that happened to me that changed my life, I mean it literally. Because what I thought it was a curse, it turned to be a gift. So it's totally different. How you see yourself. You can, you know, indulge yourself with drama, or just start seeing things from a different perspective and, okay, what's next? You know, I cannot live in that box and just judge myself as how I see myself in the mirror, because that's not the one in the mirror is not me. Me is within me. So that needs to go out. And that's the whole thing about resiliency, is like there is different parts we're going to talk about, but that's how the resiliency started and it's still going.
I think that's wonderful. I think that's just a fabulous attitude, because that, yes, you go through trauma and you do need to move through those feelings, but it doesn't mean it's the end of everything. And, you know, you can move forward and find the gift in anything. That I love that, because I think there's always something. Maybe, I mean, some people might say that's faith in a higher power. I'm not big on I'm a person of like, whatever you want to call that, whether you call it God or higher power or your spiritual inner being, whatever you call it. It doesn't really matter what you call it. It's whatever it means to you. But there's that element there when you have resilience. It seems that less resilient people seem to struggle more with that kind of thing. Is that right? Or am I completely off base on that?
No, actually, you're so close. Actually, you hit it, to be honest. So it does, for me, I'm a man of faith. You know, I was born a Christian in Lebanon. So, and my mom seeded this into me, and that was crucial. Why? And that's why it's for me, it's resilience through faith. There is something behind this. That faith, for me, it's God. For someone else, just keep that thing in mind, that have faith in something bigger than yourselves, because that will give you something to stretch yourself to grow.
Right.
So if you don't, because growth comes with not by being in a comfort zone. You have to stretch out, you know, like how you build your muscles. You need to stretch out. You need to you go to gym and start training your muscles, so your muscles will grow. The same thing with the resiliency. It needs to grow, and you need to nourish it. For me, it started with like having that belief, and I started asking myself those existential questions. Why me? What did I do wrong? I was 3 years old. Why you let this happen, God? Why you let this happen to me? So there was a struggle somewhere, but at the same time, I was saying, I told myself, like, okay, I believe in God, and I know that God he doesn't do mistakes because he's perfect. With that thing, so it said, and he can take something bad that happened and turn it into something good, because we're not living in a perfect world. You see, it's just something that it was revealed to me, and then I said it. So I have to believe that God is good, and that goodness is gonna turn what I had into something good. But I need to wait. But I had that hope. So that faith gave me hope. With the hope, I got this positive attitude. That's why you see me smiling. That's why I have to add something here. During that age, my country was torn up into a civil war. It's a war. It's a war zone by all means. So we were like happy, as a kid, you just count the rockets. 1, 2, 3. So we know what's coming, which kind of type of rockets. This is crazy. Yes,
Yeah.
but that's how we live. And so with all this, I was able to always see the full half of the cup. That's the difference. That's what I got from that perspective that I had in my life, that faith. That's why I always say, have faith in something bigger than you. For me, it was God. So that is crucial. So without that, I would go for something dark, because at a certain point, I have to admit, I got suicidal thoughts. Yes. Like any teenage will suffer from this. I couldn't get it, but that's where, do you do it or you don't? So he said, no, this is not the solution. It should be something else and better. And during the war, everything was accessible. So I had access to drugs, to alcohol. So everything is there. So all I need that's the solution or not? Also, because that faith, that the values that I had from my faith and the ethics, I said, no, this is not the solution. I have to be like a righteous man. To be a righteous man, you don't take the wrong path. You don't take the path of short things, taking drugs or whatever, so to can solve your problem or just forget your problem. So I embraced my hardship. I embraced my accident. So I was able to just live with it, with all its messes, until it was sorted out with time and wisdom, and nourished my resiliency. And that translated in so many things that happened into my life later on. So you see, this is how it all started.
This is so interesting, but I one yes or no question, okay?
Yeah.
Did you find a girl?
I am married to the love of my life. I have 2 wonderful boys. One is 19 and a half. The other one is 9 and a half. And the older one is now he's in the Air National Guard here in Houston.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. On that note, we're going to take a little break and we'll be right back after this. Stay tuned.
An empowered life has no expiration date. We're all created to do incredible things, like conquer summits, catch big waves, and live our passions. As time goes on, our bodies begin to show signs that things just aren't as they used to be. Our energy levels decline, sleep patterns shift, and recovery slows. But our bodies are masterpieces of design, holding the potential to bounce back better than ever. With X39, we achieved something remarkable in the field of wellness and regenerative science that others could not. By utilizing LifeWave's unique patented technology, X39 uses light to elevate GHKCU, a copper peptide known to support overall health and wellness. Unlike traditional light therapy, which requires external light sources, X39 uses the body's own infrared light to naturally increase vitality, enhancing the body's flow of natural energy. For improvements in strength, stamina, performance, and overall health and well-being, with the simplicity of an affordable, non-invasive, non-transdermal patch. As we age, levels of these life-enhancing elements, which are associated with wellness and longevity, begin to decline. LifeWave invested 10 years into stem cell research, which resulted in over 70 patents. X39 was born to bring to the public a product that could support wellness in an entirely new way, supporting the production of younger, healthier cells with wearable light technology. Becoming a powerhouse is easier than you think. Harness your body's natural potential to maintain youthful energy and vitality, because life comes at you fast, but it doesn't have to pass you by. Live long, live well, live young. Be the light with LifeWave X39. LifeWave.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Chronically Healthy Life Show. We are here with our guest today, the poet himself, Romeo El Chaer. Welcome back. I got it right. So, Romeo, while we were on the break, I started thinking about the importance of, we were talking about the inner resilience, but what about externally, the support system around you? Obviously, your parents were extremely supportive. But how else? What other kinds of, how do you build a support system around you, especially during those teenage years when you were venturing into new territory?
Well, yeah, you hit something. That's my. I call it my second pillar. It's to building that support network. You know, I was reading a book, a story actually, that another like life coach, it's a mentor coach actually sent it to me, and it says the most courageous act someone can do is asking for help. And imagine you're drowning. Would you just stay silent until you drown? Or you call, help, help, I'm drowning. So you shout out. So I don't know. At that point, we think that, this self-worthiness has a lot of questions. So we need to ask for help, and we need to surround ourselves with the people that love us, and care for us. And there is so many. There is, it's in my case, my family was a good supporter.
Mhm.
And also, I had few friends that they always backed me up, and they were there in my life. And then when I was growing, from school to college, then I had colleagues. So I had always, I was able to live this support network, because I was open, and I had, and you develop few skills that will help you during this, like my sense of humor. You see me smiling all the time, like even if like in my most dramatic things, I can make you smile. Why? Because I got that. This is one of the elements that builds within the resiliency. Because I discovered that when you do this smile, when you let someone smile, you made their day, and because you made their day, you feel the impact on yourself. So it's a mutual thing. That's how it builds up. And the support network is crucial. And we live in tribes. Humans lived in tribes. We live like you don't see like someone is living. Tarzan lived in jungle. He,
Right.
so, but not the rest of the humanity. Like we all live for, like we have this, you know, it's us. We are built like that. So if we think that we have to deal with things on our own, no, it's not like that. We are not built to deal with it, and that's the thing that I've seen. You know, because I come from a different culture, so there is more interaction in this society in a way that when you grow up and the people that you meet, there is always this uh, vivacity in the relationship. It's alive, and we are so easy to connect with. Here I found there is more kind of individualism,
Mm.
and that I start to see the difference. And I think, you know, the county is so huge, it's massive, it's so big. United States is big, so
Yeah.
people moves around easily, so they get out from their environment. But sometimes they lose it. They come alone and they go into struggles, and now we're seeing things that's happening into the society that you don't see it in somewhere else around the world. I'm not saying in a very specific, just around the world. And that's the, you know, I was able to see that because I've been into Asia, Europe, Africa, so I've seen a lot of countries, cultures. So it's, for me, it was easy to see the difference. So support network is essential to survive in the most hard moments in life, because by yourself it's going to be so hard, because you will be like so overwhelmed, so you won't be able to see. You need someone to just intervene into your life, to just, you know, exchange what's inside, so you just like venting out. And that by itself, it will start reducing that overwhelming situation, and start to, you know, accept things, so you can overcome and then bounce back. So
Hmm.
you're 100% right with that.
Oh yeah, and I always you know, as you age, you know, your group of friends kind of shrinks, but what you find is that you put more value. Like as a teenager, I knew everybody. You know, I could talk to anybody, but now I'd rather have my 2 or 3 really close friends, and then everybody else is just kind of an acquaintance. But it's a whole different dynamic of
But
the
still,
inner circle kind of
yeah,
thing.
but you
Yeah,
still have that circle.
right.
It may stretch out and stretch in, but there is the circle. Can you live by your own, alone? You like sit down, like the solitary jail. It's a
Mm,
punishment. When they
right.
put one there, like they put it for 1 week, they go like, "Mm." So you see, it's like, it's really something. So we need to see, we need to look around what makes us different, and
Mhm.
that will start to see that we need to live with others, and let others, you know, to have that small circle at least, but have someone that, for people that can listen to you, not just people they, we need
Mhm.
someone like, yeah, let's go partying, let's do, okay, this is good. But what about those moments that you sit down and you have this exchange of like a valuable conversation that make you grow and elevate you, and venting out, you know, when you start seeing things, because when you put things out, it's totally different than keeping it inside. It's like
Mhm.
when you write a book, when you look at the, when you look to your writing, it's start evolve. It's like a snowball. It's like keep growing. Like, where this come from? Let the pen do the magic.
That's that's actually true. That's how it. They're very true. I always tell people, you know, you can edit anything, but not a blank page. So just put it down on paper, and we'll edit it later.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So just keep
That's a good
doing
one.
that.
Oh my god, that's
Oh,
good.
so, you know, I mean, you came to the United States, although you've obviously lived around
Yeah.
before that, but it must have taken some inner resilience to move to this country, because this country is I traveled in Europe for one summer, and when I came back I had the worst culture shock, and I'm from here, and I I was like, oh,
Yeah.
what is going on here? So coming in, for somebody who's never either been, I don't know if you've traveled here before, but moving here originally from another country, that must have been quite something for you.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is I moved with my family, and it took us like 14 years because we went to the whole process twice. So everything, well, yeah, that's how it goes. You go through a very condensed process to make sure that you're the right person to the right place. So after all, I moved from Lebanon to here to be safe.
Of course.
So that's how it started. So am I safe? And others will be safe if I move in. So that between brackets. So it took me, and we went through it till it's done in the proper way. So moving here, so it was completely like I moved from Lebanon, from the I used to live on the coast, 10 minutes walk from the beach. I landed in Maine, Bangor, Maine. So,
oh boy, is that ever different?
yeah, okay, so that's a different story, but we went there, and everybody said, why Maine? Like, it's too cold, that's why it's cold and snow, and this is not Lebanon. Okay, in the mountain, where my village is, it is, but I'm a city guy, so I was on the shore all my life on the coast. So I go play in the snow for one day, and I go back to the snow, to the beach. So that was a major one, but believe me, that also turned to be amazing because I had the soft landing, because Bangor was something like it's not big, it's not too big. So if I landed in Houston maybe, or New York, I would be like, that's a lot. So I had the soft landing, but I moved with just $2,000 in my pocket, because before leaving the Lebanon, we had this economic crisis. So we had currency depreciation. I had a Mercedes. I just sold it for $1,600.
Wow.
So we lost everything there. Even the money that we had, it's lost. So we had to go, and we couldn't do anything because that happened just a month before before leaving, or a few months before leaving. So I couldn't do anything. So we came here, and because of what I had in my life, from my incident, and growing with all the hardships that I went through and overcome, even there is a lot of stories related to my business life, because I lost my business with 7 figures in 2008 recession. It's big. There is a lot of things happen in my life, but with that, I learned to adapt, to move on, because I have that. With my resiliency nourished, I had this adaptation. I need to adapt and will to change, because if you don't have this, you're gonna suffer a lot, because you have to let go somewhere, Christy. You have to let go of things so you can move on, because if you bring all your luggage, they would just put you down.
Right.
So that's crucial. And when I moved to the state, I had, okay, I need to settle down. I need to calm everything down and start exploring and knowing people. Then I went to the church, because this is my faith belief. It's like, it's my familiar place, and that's my relationship with God. So it's always God for me. So, and then the whole village, now the Bangor, everybody knows me, and everybody knows Romeo, and I know everybody, because I was that open, because all that spirit, I was open, I was positive, I had my sense of humor, but I had values and ethics that people was able to exchange. So that's the power of resiliency. You drop me in the Antarctica, I will make a life. That's how it is. It's very simple, but it's very complicated to reach that moment where you know that whatever hit you, you will just, like, it's a wave. So you have to know how to ride the wave and move up. Then you can move on with your life. So yeah, it was not easy, but somehow I liked it. I still enjoy it. And I love that change, and I'm embracing it, and I'm going deeper in all this. It's so beautiful, Christy. It's so beautiful when you see, like, how things can be easy if your mindset built up and transformed in the right way, so you can make this like something beautiful.
One thing for me, that has helped me a lot through adversity, is I look at it as an adventure instead of as, I mean, you go through the trauma, the sadness, the grief, whatever is attached to the event, death or a divorce or a loss of a job or whatever it is. But then you start looking like, well, what new thing can this bring me? And somebody said to me one time, maybe that's not fear in your belly, maybe that's excitement. And I love that, because I'm like, yeah, if it's excitement, then I'm on an adventure. I'm not going, what's going to happen next?
Yeah. Yeah, those moments are a lot. You always, we are humans after all, and we have that feeling. We have fear is something that we live with, but we can, with resiliency, you can live through it, walk through it, and then go to the next phase and so on. Or you just let it, just cripple you, and you just fell down because you were not able to overcome that fear. So, but it's okay. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to cry. It's okay to have emotions, because we are human beings. We are built on emotions, but we need to understand that those emotions, it's not like the end of it's not the end. It's just empower us, and those emotions can be a little bit critical if we just let them, ignore them. Because when you ignore those emotions, you cannot see the symptoms, or you cannot deal with the situations. And that's where people go into the grief. But if I want, they have to deal with it. If you don't, it's an issue. And for the youth, that's what I want to hit. It's when during the age of growth, the teenage life, there is something that I still remember it like it's happening now. It's self-confidence. It's not an easy thing for a teenager to tell him, have confidence, man. Wait a minute. What are you talking about? I'm on the La La Land. Wait, I need to wake up. Are you serious? Me, confident? So the doubt, because we are building the identity. We are figuring out who we are, what we are, where we are heading. So that's the thing that we need to understand. When you put these all things together and see the people in front of you, how they love you and care for you, so that you mean for them. So have faith in something bigger than you, build your support network, and have faith in yourself, because you mean for others. Nothing will stop you, and nothing will just put you down.
Oh, I love that. I love that. That's the perfect note to end our interview with. How can people find you, Romeo, if they can reach out to talk to you? Because you're a life coach.
Yeah, they can go to my website, romeolifecoach.com. And also they can go and see what I'm doing and, get the life coaching tips. And on my YouTube channel, Romeo Life Coach. And on Instagram and LinkedIn, it's also Romeo Life Coach. So Romeo Life Coach is all over the place. It's just, it's easy to be there. Yeah, that's where you can find me.
And I do believe that QR code goes right to your calendar, so they can book an appointment with you as well.
Exactly.
Correct?
Exactly.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I love your story. I think you're amazing that you've done so well with your life, in spite of being William Telled in the eye as a 3-year-old. I'm still feeling the pain.
You see my face? This is the power of resiliency. When you have faith, you can just be like that. So I prefer to be like that than to be like that.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you,
and
Christy. Thank you
everybody, stay tuned. We'll be right back after this. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Kids Corner. I'm Christy Boyd Johnson. And I was thinking about how we're in the year 2025 now. And it's really a year of big, big changes. So what can we do with our kids as we start heading towards spring to plant seeds of change that will make positive impacts in tiny little steps, which is so much easier than trying to make big leaps forward all at once. So I started thinking that if you have very young children, about school age, 5, 6 years old, it's a really great time to start planting little seeds of helping around the house. So what kind of little things can kids do that age? Well, one, they can do something as simple as, yes, take out your toys and play with them, and then you have to put them away. Put that responsibility on them. Or if they're having a little trouble with it, make it a game and do it with them till they get in the habit. Another really small little helper thing that they can do is bring their dinner dishes into the kitchen. That they're too little to really do much more than that, but they can help by bringing their own plate and their own silverware, their own cup into the kitchen. Things like that are little seeds that are planted in their minds that grow into things like good manners when they go. They're the kind of things that when they get to be teenagers and they go to a friend's house and their mom calls and says, your son or daughter is the best mannered child. I just love having them come over to play with my son, daughter. So that's the kind of thing that you want to start planting when they're young. And here's the extra benefit. It kind of reduces that sense of entitlement, like, the non-expectation that everybody's supposed to wait on me. Helping. Little seeds go a long way. So we're going to talk more about that in March. And ciao for now.
Welcome to a reimagined world where kids can't wait to go to school, beg for books to read, math is an exciting game, and teachers get to love teaching again. Meet Christy Boyd Johnson. She's been in the trenches and emerged with the keys to making education a fun, free, and inspiring experience. Email her at barefootlearningclub@gmail.com and chat with her one-on-one. Her philosophy? Foundation plus imagination equals genius.
A life empowered is closer than you think. We're all looking for a better way. Reimagine what's next with a new sense of exuberance. Why not power on like you mean it? Or power off blissfully? A better sleep is a better awake. You've never moved like this before. With the energy nature intended. Imagine reprogramming the way you look at the speed of science. At longevity. At exhilaration. It's next level rejuvenation. Take control of your well-being from the inside out and outside in. The light within is ready to ignite. Be the light. LifeWave.
Welcome back to Chronically Healthy Life. So what do you think of Romeo?
I love his story. I think it is great inspiration. And I love that he says, there's scars on the inside and scars on the outside too. There's mental and physical.
Exactly. And, I met with him over coffee just a few days ago. And it's like, I think we're going to talk about resilience. And, oh my God, like he is basically the poster boy to talk about resilience.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
With everything that happened from losing his eye, from war in Lebanon and losing his 7-figure business and everything. And most of these things, one thing will set you back and you're a failure for the rest of your life. But now he's in Houston, he's building his business. So for all the people out there that's looking for a little bit more resilience and you need a coach for that, definitely, hit him up.
So next week we have another special.
Yes, we definitely have exciting guests every week. So, make sure you don't miss it. Join us here every Friday at 7 p.m. CST. You can watch past episodes at e360tv.com in the Vitality TV network or on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/at Chronically Healthy Life. And if you'd like to know a little bit more what we do, make sure you check out our website at chronicallyhealthylife.com, and make sure to download our book at longevity is a new L word.com if you want to learn more strategies to get better.
Awesome. So we see you next week.
We'll see you next week.
Hello, we are Mutts and Meows Rescue, a 501c3 nonprofit, foster-based, no-kill group. Mutts and Meows Rescue pulls dogs and cats from surrounding shelters in the greater Houston area. We even pick up dogs and cats abandoned on the streets. Mutts and Meows Rescue is foster-based and rely on your donations to keep rescuing. To know more about us is to know more about our furry friends and help them find their forever homes. Come visit us at Mutts and Meows Rescue on Facebook today and decide how you can make a difference.